We're joined now by Breton Eagles third-year forward Angelo Fullerton as the Eagles playing a home-and-home against the Halifax Mooseheads to finish up the calendar year of 2024. Both sellout games. Angelo, how much do players look forward to these types of games with the crowds packed in both rinks?
It's exciting. You get a quick turnaround playing at 7 in Sydney and then going to Halifax. So it should be fun, especially in front of two packed barns. And
you actually were responsible for a bit of the hype train going in there with the retro promotion. You along with Henneberry and Romeo. That was quite the video. How fun was that to dabble in the acting side of things?
That was fun. Brad texted us, asked us if we wanted to make a fun little promo video about it, and we were excited. It was a lot of fun to make that with the boys and promote our retro night and kind of get our fans excited for the first home game after the break.
Everybody was excited to see you come back on the ice. You were injured in that car accident in the off-season. You were very vocal about how much the support from the community really helped. How much were you hearing from people trying to spur you on to get back on the ice?
Obviously, you hear from your family and friends and teammates and the staff a lot, but a lot of the little things, I go to physio and I'll see a person there and they'll ask me if I was involved and ask my name and little things like that, how I'm doing. When you're out and about in the community and people recognize you and ask you how you're doing, it feels good to have that support. Obviously, it helps a lot.
Really good to see, and it looks like you're actually back to driving a little bit. How's that adjustment been? It was nice to see you behind the wheel.
Yeah. It's life. It happens. So you kind of got to work through those things and get back behind the wheel and gain that confidence back. It took a bit at first to muster up the courage to do that, but now it's just back to normal like it was before.
That's really good to hear. You made an impact not long after returning to the lineup. I think people remember, even though it was away from center to winner, that goal in Victoriaville, coast to coast on the penalty kill in the first period. Tell us what you remember about that one. Probably pretty exciting in terms of Q goals you've scored.
Yeah, it was a set play off the face-off. We ran that a couple times on the PK where the forward drops down, and I just seen that I had some space to skate it, no rush to get it down the ice, so I took my space, just moved my feet up the ice, and took advantage of a forward playing defense and made a nice move and found the back of the net. So yeah, that one obviously felt good, but whatever it takes to put the team ahead, really, whether it's a goal or killing that penalty kill, it doesn't matter. It's whatever helps the team.
Talking to Eagles forward Angelo Fullerton, obviously showing some offensive touch there, but primarily you've been, I guess, identified as a hard work player. So much so, your first year with the Eagles, you end up winning the Tokyo Lloyd Award, which is all about work ethic. How much did it mean to be honored in that way?
That obviously meant a lot, having that recognition from the staff and the players. I take pride in my work ethic and playing the game the right way. Obviously, being recognized for that felt really good.
Your mother, I think, was ahead of the curve. We were talking about the whole retro thing because she actually has the old school Scream Eagles jersey with Fullerton on the back. Is there a backstory to that jersey? How did she get her hands on that?
Yeah, I think she ordered it online or through somebody in St. John who does jerseys. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, she showed up to the rink one day wearing that, and I was pretty taken back by it. It's a pretty cool jersey, and she's getting some tickets for our retro jersey, so hopefully she can get another one.
You're in your 19-year-old season, third year in the QMJHL. Obviously, there's some older players here and a couple more that have been added to the team, but do you see yourself as a leader, as a veteran in the Q?
Yeah, obviously, this is my third year, and I feel that I lead by example and also vocally in the room. It's kind of a cliche, but you don't have to wear a letter on your jersey to be a leader, and some leaders lead by example and are kind of quiet, but I like to kind of be vocal in the room and try to keep the mood light and spread positivity as much as I can.
Recently came up in a 10 questions that Will Murphy enjoys the odd game of Monopoly, and I think that's something you like as well. Has he tested his skills against you yet?
No games of Monopoly yet. With that new information, I guess we'll have to put it to the test.
You and Callum McCoy were under the bright lights being videotaped at the Links earlier this summer by Brad Chandler. And there's a bit of rain coming down as you guys were on the golf course. How much pressure was there to golf in front of an audience on Instagram?
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of pressure there. I started the first hole off pretty rough and then kind of picked it up a little bit. I'm not the best golfer, but it was all for entertainment. I had a word with Brad after he posted that to Instagram because it felt like he kind of posted a highlight reel of all my terrible shots. He didn't really include any of the good ones. I definitely had some choice words for him.
If anybody's going back to watch, you need to know Angelo did better than his showing would indicate based on the film. We mentioned new players coming in, so the lines kind of get thrown in the blender, but the last little while, you've had the chance to play with Lucas Romeo. Power forward, obviously, at 11 hits in that game in Charlottetown. Do you find it easier to play that physical style of play when you're alongside someone like that? Maybe the whole line takes on that identity?
For sure, you play with a guy who kind of has that similar style, the gritty game, playing behind the other team's goal line, cycling the pucks, and crashing the net. So as the seasons come along, we've built up some chemistry. And obviously that game in Charlottetown, he found the back of the net twice, and I was able to help on those. So it complements each other's games when you kind of play that similar style and find ways to play behind their D and crash the net, find the back of the net.
Fun to watch as well, and obviously, as you said, getting results in that case. Third year in the QMJHL, how do you feel you've progressed in your time playing in the Q, and are you happy with your progression given that you've had to deal with some curveballs, not just this year, but you were out for a prolonged period of time last season as well?
I think my progression's been pretty good. Obviously, I had to overcome some pretty tough odds my first year, cracking the roster and solidifying myself in the lineup every night, kind of establishing that role as a two-way player who plays the game the right way, is responsible in the D zone, and focuses on the little details to help the team.
Fans appreciate that effort. Look forward to seeing that the rest of the year. Best of luck going forward, Angelo. Thanks for this.
Thank you, Patty.
Cape Breton Eagles for Angelo Fullerton joining us at the intermission. You're listening to Celtic About Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 12-7 CJCB.